So I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about a time where things were just absolutely chaotic or stressful and you essentially blacked out. Like you just went off, you said something and you look back like, damn, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. Like, I don't even know what happened. You know what that is? It wasn't necessarily you, but it was your emotional state at the time. And a lot of people, they let 5 minutes of emotions allow them to do things that'll set them back 5 years, 10 years, sometimes a lifetime. Okay. So in this video, I want to talk about how to master your emotions so that you can actually leverage that to your advantage rather than let them control you and hold you back from reaching your fullest potential. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. Hey, what's up folks? Jimmy here, Ingrained to Train, back again with more heat for you guys. As always, I'd like to start off with some gratitude. I appreciate you all. Those of you who take the time to repost the videos on your Instagram, those of you who comment on the videos, those of you who like the video, those of you who are subscribing, thank you, thank you, thank you. Page is growing, means a lot to me, and it's only the beginning. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, comment for the algorithm, and most importantly, share this message with somebody, because somebody you know needs to hear this message today. Okay. So today I want to talk about one of the things that it's really misunderstood, especially among men. Right? It's in the male community. It was really frowned upon. And it's actually this mindset that's caused a lot of problems in a lot of grown men, and including myself, as I had to work through some mental things as well. And that is emotions. Yes, emotions. We all have them. We would not be human if we did not have emotions. But somewhere along the line, especially among men, it was taught the emotions are a bad thing, that we're taught to not feel, that we have to be stoic all the time, that we can't express ourselves. And whenever like a man deals with a woman who is naturally going to be emotional, we look at it as crazy, annoying, frustrating, and we have all these negative connotation around emotions, but it's actually emotions that make us human. And the cool thing about emotions are they're very, very powerful. Once you understand them, you can actually use them to your advantage. So I want to give you some tips on how to master your emotions so you can not be afraid of having them or afraid of expressing them, but you actually feel them, and then you leverage that to pull you towards that next step that you need to get to. Okay, so we want to master these emotions. We don't want to suppress them. Because honestly, my experience, my dad, military guy, old school, men don't cry, only women and sissies cry, shut up and just do it, man up, that's what I grew up in. So I got really, really good at just put my stoic face on, stuffing things in the chest and just moving forward. And the problem when you do that is, one, you're just essentially, you're causing a lot of tension and trauma within the body that you don't realize. But also it impacts your decision making, it impacts your relationships, it impacts pretty much everything. And then what happens is these emotions, because you've been stuffing them in, at any given point, you're a ticking time bomb. They're going to you're gonna explode on somebody. That's, like I said in the intro, like that's when you have that moment like, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. And some people, they take it to that extreme and they do something that costs them like dearly. Sometimes, they wind up doing something that impacts them for the rest of their life, all because of a weak moment. And a lot of that just comes from suppression. So we want to not suppress the emotions. We actually want to do the opposite. It's okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. If you're angry, you're angry. If you're sad, you're sad. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're excited, you're excited. It's okay to feel these things. See, we get too caught up in like, you shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't be sad, get over it. No, feel it, let it process, align with it, and then as you align with it and you stop trying to fight it, then, okay, what can I learn from this? What do I need to learn from this feeling? Why am I feeling this? Then you can kind of go through the process of breaking it down of what you need to learn from the experience to move forward, to take the next step. But if you just simply suppress and you deny and stuff, all you're doing is you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run. Okay, so you got to be willing to feel. There's nothing wrong with feeling the emotion. Don't look at it as a good or bad emotion. Just look at it for what it is. It's a feeling. Okay, and feelings change. It's just a sign of something that we're feeling that's got a response in our body. What can we learn from it? Right? Good. You know, if it was something that benefited you or something that, you know, got you upset, both scenarios, learn from it. Learn from it. You know, it's a good teaching tool. Okay, so the power of emotion. Master the emotions. Okay. And another step to master your emotion, and this is probably the most important step, is know yourself. Know yourself. See, most people, they can tell you all about their favorite celebrity. They can tell you all about what's going on in the outside world, but you ask them about them. What do you really want to do? What do you like? I don't know. You know, it's kind of responses that they get. You have to know yourself. Right? You have to know what triggers you. You have to understand what triggers you. You have to understand your belief system. You have to understand the environment that you grew up in, because all these things play a role in how you respond to different things that happen to you, and these are going to create different emotional states. So you have to know yourself in and out, and then when you get triggered by something, now you have to understand, okay, why does this trigger me so bad? And it usually stems from something in the childhood. It's usually an unresolved childhood trauma that we didn't address that causes that. So you have to be able to identify the triggers, because when you know what triggers you, now you can make the proper steps to either overcome, you know, deal with the issue that caused the trigger, or that you understand what upset you, you know, to try to avoid it, or, you know, not be in a different environment. Okay, there's different ways to go about it, but you have, most importantly, you have to know what the trigger is and get a deeper understanding of why it's triggering you, so you can work through it. If you don't know these things, you can't fix it. So that's going to be really important. And sometimes it's going to take a tough conversation. It's going to take some, you know, reliving some hard memories. But the only way to get rid of pain is to confront it, guys. There's no other way around it. You can't run from it. You have to, like a bully, you have to punch it in the mouth. You have to face it head on. And it'll sting initially, but as you work through it, that's how the healing process can begin. So, know thyself first. And then that second step, I already touched base on it a little bit, but knowing the triggers, okay? You know yourself, your belief systems, your environment you grew up in, things you went through. You start, you know, identifying the triggers. Now, once you know the triggers, you know yourself, you understand your traumas better. Now you can start to work on that part, and you don't have to necessarily worry about these triggers as much, because either you're going to deal with them better, or you kind of resolve the issue that caused it to work you up, and then it doesn't even bother you anymore. That makes sense. And then the third one is, don't be so quick to react. This is a huge one. A lot of people, again, mess themselves up for a long time because they let 5 minutes of a bad emotional state allow them to do something that cost them big time. So don't be so quick to react all the time. I know we live in a fast-paced society with everything's quick. Right now, we feel the need to say something right away. We gotta say something back. We can't get punked out here. We gotta let it be known that, you know, they're not gonna just tell us what to do. Sometimes you have to take that step back and look at the facts, especially if you've gotten triggered. Because again, once you're triggered, you're not thinking logically anymore. And then you start speaking out of emotion and you start saying and doing things that may not even make a whole lot of sense. But because you're already in that moment, you don't care. You don't care. You're just letting it all come out. But when you can take a step back and look at the facts, you can make better decisions and you can react accordingly and come out on top. Especially when the other side is also in their emotions. Now they're all discombobulated, but you're cool, you're calm. You step back, you got all the context, you got all the details. Now you're the one in power because you're up here. You got control up here. That other person are all over the place. So just don't be so quick to react, guys. When things get kind of crazy, kind of hectic. I'm telling you, I've gotten better at this. When I was younger, I was short-tempered, and I used to go off a lot, believe it or not. Like I had a temper on me back in the day, and I realized that it was actually going to cost me if I didn't stop this, if I didn't get control. Every time I got upset at something or somebody, it wasn't going to do me any good to just keep going off, keep getting mad, keep getting angry, saying certain things. I had to get control of that. So now, even though it's not the easiest thing sometimes, sometimes I feel like I do still need to go off. I take a step back and I don't react right away. So I can literally analyze everything and move accordingly, move strategically. Yeah, my ego wants me to, do the tough guy thing and curse somebody out sometimes. But that's a short-term sort of dopamine hit, I guess, or, just feeds the ego. But when you can take that step back and move strategically, in the long run, it's a slower game, but you come out on top. So just take a step back, look at the facts. But I want to tell you guys, if the guys that come out on top are masters of their emotions, period. Right? And just to conclude this video, I don't want you to sit there and think that emotions are a bad thing. You may be an emotionally volatile person, up and down. That's who you are. That's who you are. Okay? Don't suppress it. Work through it. Align with it. Own it. That's the biggest thing. Own your feelings. Just don't let anybody make you feel bad for feeling a certain way. You want to own it, align with it, and move forward. Easier said than done, but that's how you master your emotions. And when you become a master of your emotions, you maintain your power, you feel better, and when life throws you those curveballs, you take those quote-unquote losses and you turn them into lessons, and that's how you move forward. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you like the video, please drop a comment below. Share this with somebody. Somebody needs to hear this message. Again, thanks for all you guys. I really do appreciate the support. And trust me, keep rocking with me, guys. It's just the beginning. Until next time, I'm checking out.